I'm back, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Usapang Katawan. I am Jonathan Francis, or Jeff Cabral. I am a financial advisor from Eastern Summit Life Insurance Agency Incorporated, the leading pro-life UK insurance agency in the country today. Also, I am an associate wealth planner and associate estate planner recognized by the Wealth Management Center for Communications and Research Incorporated. Finally, I am the creator of pesopod.com, which serves as my online platform in disseminating information relevant to my services. I'll be your host for tonight. Okay, so why are we talking about fitness tonight? The prevalence of chronic diseases like obesity and physical and mental issues related to body shaming and insecurities have driven me to organize this webinar. Recently, madami tayong nababalita ang mga eating disorders, erroneous practices, pagpapasexy, mga unsound fitness advice na nagkalat sa internet. Meron din mga tao na tinatanggap na lang nila ang unhealthy bodies and they choose not to put too much attention to their health. It's alarming because we all know that the lack of concern for fitness and the lack of sound information about fitness and health could result to a lot of physical, mental, and even social problems. Hence, I have invited Coach Franco to give his expert advice on embarking on a fitness journey. Let me just give you a brief background about our speaker tonight. He is a Ribeiro International BJJ Black Belt, an international mixed martial arts federation coach, a fitness coach. He's also a host and podcaster of his own channel, Coach Franco Says, which is streamed both on Spotify and YouTube. He's a content creator, food and travel writer, self-defense and human rights advocate. So let me just say I'm truly fortunate that the people I'm able to invite to my webinars are truly amazing people. Definitely, I can say that our speaker tonight is a good example of a multipod or a multi-potentialite. Okay, so I just uh, discovered that term a while ago. A multi-potentialite is someone who has a wide range of interests and creative pursuits. Right. So enough of me. Let's listen to Coach Franco Rolioda.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you can hear me. And if you can't, if you can't hear me, just tell the host or just speak up, unmute yourselves, and say, "Nah, you can't hear me." So, thank you for having me here. So, as much as possible, I'll provide as much information as I can with the time that we have. So, first things first, my name is Franco Rolioda. So, as what JF said, I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I am an international MMA federation coach. So when it comes to the entire fitness industry, if there's one person in this country, or if there's probably a few, na pag sinabi nila lumaki ako sa gym, ako literal lumaki ako sa gym. I came from a family of athletes. My dad was or still is a fitness coach. So he was really ahead of his time. And he had a very huge influence on me and my brother when it comes to how the body works, fitness endeavors, and then basically just learning everything about human anatomy and human biomechanics. So what happened was through the years of our existence, I was just really sporty. We're very athletic. I delved into different sports. Of course, as Filipinos, we all did the basketball route. When I was in college, I did more of basketball, and then pero martial arts was always on the side. And then after graduation, I had I had my career, and then like I've had my ups and downs, and just like everyone else, you stumble, and then you get back at it. So for today, or at least the time that we have, I'll just breeze through a lot of the things. Believe it or not, majority of the things I'm gonna tell you, you already know. Pero it just needs to, ano mo yun, kailangan talaga i-diin sa inyo. So, and then afterwards, I want to have more time for Q&A. So at least if I know how to answer it, I'll tell you. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know. So at least, ayan. a huge chunk of any athletic endeavor, okay, it culminates in either you're an Olympic athlete or you're a fighter. That's why I'm very fortunate that I grew up in the combat sports industry. Because almost, if not all, the fitness trends started with fighters or combat sports athletes. Lahat. From CrossFit, kettlebells to HIIT, these have all been done by fighters and combat sports athletes way before it became a fad. I still remember na when kettlebells became a thing, I was like, dude, I've been doing this for like 5 years ago. Yan, si CrossFit, galing din sa combat sports yan. Si HIIT ngayon, galing din combat sports yan. Now, with the advent of COVID and health restrictions, everyone's working out at home. I hope you guys are working out at home and you're doing a lot of things that are within the limitations of COVID restrictions. So, first things first. Nag-ba yung screen ko ah. Okay, now, first things first. You will hear these four terms interchangeably and they're all connected. Okay, so when you say fats, proteins, carbohydrates, sugars, ano ba? So fat, protein, carbohydrates. Okay. All of these things are important. Let's just, I'm going to break down everything to the simplest and the basic core and do my best to what do you call this, explain everything to you. So all those four components, or 3 to 4 components, are all important. Now, anything in excess, okay, this is the first concept. I'm going to show you all the concepts to guide you, so that when you either start your fitness journey or continue with your fitness journey, everything gets broken down to its simplest form. So all those 3 to 4 things, your body needs them. Plain and simple. Wala nang explanation, wala nang kung ano, your body needs them. Now, as with any ingredient or component that you put into your body, anything and everything in excess will always be bad. So if you put more protein, it's bad. More carbs, it's bad. Diba? More sugar, definitely bad. So, uh, I am going to show you and I'm going to share with you, these are the things that I do. So they're very, very easy, doable, actionable, and the best of all, they're free. So, first things first, you have to have the proper mindset when it comes to your fitness journey. A healthy lifestyle should be your number one priority. I think more than anything, what this pandemic and COVID really made people realize na health is indeed wealth. Um, you can research all you want, pero at the end of the day, if you want to avoid COVID, you have to have a strong immune system. Everything starts with yourself. Everything starts from within. So a lot of the people that I know now who were very unhealthy all of a sudden started messaging me, Franco, what can I do with this? How do I start my fitness program? How do I? I'm like, okay, first things first, you have to stand up and move. Okay, lalo na if you weren't doing anything before. So movement is very very essential. Okay, so again, everything begins with your mind. You have to have that mindset na okay, I have to be consistent. Next, I say this a lot whether in with professional fighters, professional athletes, or my students. Everybody can do whatever they want. It's just that not everyone is consistent and disciplined to do it every day. You have to build it in your system. You have to build that habit. Okay. So when it comes to fitness and being healthy, and I know it's all about building good habits. You have to have good habits, and part of those good habits is being consistent and being disciplined. Yun lang naman ang kulang sa maraming tao eh. Okay? Everyone will say na I'm gonna try this, mag-gym ako, they'll probably do it for like a week or two, sometimes even a month, and then after that, wala na. Di ba? They'll start finding excuses, they'll start saying na they're getting busy, pero wala. Okay? So everything, you do it consistently, build the discipline to do it every day. I guarantee you, you will be healthier and you will achieve whatever weight that you want to achieve. Okay, ano pa ba? This is something also that's it could apply to you, it could not. But for me kasi, stop comparing yourself to the the people that you see on social media. Okay? all this, it's okay to be motivated and inspired by what you see on social media, pero more than anything, those jacked guys that you see, yung sobrang sexy ng mga babae, okay, they're not you. Okay? They're not on the same journey as you are. Believe it or not, majority of them are either photoshopped, nagparitoke, or naka-steroids. Okay? So please, it's okay to be inspired and motivated by those things, pero never ever compare yourself to them. Never, kasi yun yan nagkakaroon tayo ng, it messes up with your brain, na if you can't achieve that body, if you can't get that thin waist, no, it demotivates you, and then it discourages you to continue. Your fitness journey is your journey. Okay. um Another thing that I want to emphasize on is weight loss is a byproduct of the work that you put in. It should never be the target. It should never be the goal. Your goal should be to become healthier. That's what I say to everyone. Um, Being able to compete on a regular basis, like pre-COVID, I've been competing for probably more than 15 years. So I am my own guinea pig. I've done all the crazy diets, the crazy weight cuts. I mean, if you know how fighters cut weight, I've done probably all of them. I've gone through so many bad weight cuts before because I didn't know better. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was just mimicking and following what my seniors were doing, and then I realized na no, each of our bodies are built differently. We all have similar traits, but we're all built differently. So we react to food, to stimulus, to stress, uh, differently compared to our peers. Again, there will be similarities, pero hindi lahat yan pare-pareho. So uh, I vaguely remember, as in, I would do, what's the worst weight cut I did? Ayan, dati I could cut weight 15 pounds in 15 pounds in 8 hours. Ganon kami kasira ulo dati. Kasi wala, I was young. I was younger, I was more of an idiot, and I was like, okay, I could burn faster. I could easily lose weight. So ako naman, I was very careless. I would binge eat whatever I want. And then sabi ko, okay, ilan pounds ba yan? Okay, 12 pounds, kaya ko yan bukas. So, little did I know na I wasn't really burning fat. I was just releasing a lot of body water, and I was burning muscle, and I was fatiguing myself. I was basically destroying my body little by little. It reached a point wherein I couldn't cut weight that fast anymore. Kasi nagko-compensate na yung katawan ko. And then another bad effect of those drastic weight cuts was I couldn't perform to the optimal level I was supposed to. So, for example, if you're going to compete in jiu-jitsu, you compete for 2 straight days. So you have to have the energy, the mental fortitude, and the strength and conditioning to withstand those 2 days. Now, if you translate that to mainstream practices, yeah, yung mga uh, may mga totoo ka dyan. Of course, there's your crash diets, there's your diet pills, there's your fad diets. I mean, let's all be honest. Especially before, yung mga fad diets naman, lasang karton yung pagkain. So, di ba? It's not sustainable. And I found a lot of them very, very expensive. Pero wala. When I had a day job, by the way. I have a day job. So I would be doing my day job during the day, and I would be training to fight in the evening. So that's my life. And I would see people in the office like doing their keto, doing their South Beach, doing their ano kung ano pang diet noon. They were paying exuberant amounts of money, and I was like, what? Ang mahal-mahal niyan. And then I would see them all cheat. They would sasabihin nila, may meriendahin ko na lang to, pero kasi masarap mag-pizza. So again, we all go back to my previous statement, consistency and discipline. Now, why are these fad diets not sustainable? Kasi nga, wala eh. Hindi siya masarap. Eh, you're not happy. You're not, it's, parang, it sets it gives you that mindset na parang, okay, when you lose 10 pounds, you're done na. No, it shouldn't be that way. When you lose 10 pounds, you keep those 10 pounds off. Okay? That's what I mean about building that habit, building a lifestyle. Okay? Ito lang yan eh, once you achieve that, once you achieve bringing it into your system that I have to maintain this, I mean, it takes a lot of, it's very challenging in the sense that you have to be consistent, but trust me, you will strike that balance. Okay? All you have to do is to allow your body, you allow yourself, you give yourself that chance. Favorite na quote ko to eh. One of my coaches said na to one of our students no na didn't want to exercise. So sabi, okay, kung wala kang oras maging healthy, wala kang oras mag-exercise, marami kang oras magkasakit. And I'm gonna put it out there, ang mahal ma-ospital, ang mahal magkasakit. So, I mean, the better alternative is to live a better and a healthier lifestyle. So, I think that's one of the main reasons why we're all here. So, uh, these are very, very easy things to do. So, number one, movement. Okay, just move. You don't have to like do a specific routine right away, especially for those who are just beginning their fitness journey or nag-stop ka ng ilang taon, then you decided, okay, I want to be healthier now. Okay, so first things first, baby steps yan. It's a process. You have to be patient. You have to trust the process. Okay, if before you could run, you have to walk. Before you walk, you have to crawl. So again, let's take baby steps. Never compare your progress to the progress of the people around you. Porke tumatakbo sila ng 5K, kailangan 5K ka na rin. Hindi. Okay? Never be insecure about the things that you're not capable of. Kasi the longer you do these things, your body will get better. I guarantee you. Okay? So, next, drink a lot of water. It's very simple. A lot of people don't do this, believe it or not. Uh, this is something that I do my best to avoid. Okay? Kasi masarap siya. Tsaka with all the traveling that I've been doing, hindi mo siya maiiwasan. So when I shifted to my focus on eating more real food, my body adjusted immediately. I'm a travel writer. I'm a foodie. So, pag tinatanong ako anong diet ginagawa mo, wala akong participation sa question and answer na yun ng kahit na anong panel kasi ako sinasabi ko I eat whatever I want. Pero yun nga, everything in moderation. Now, when it comes to my nutrition and food intake, it's always more of the good stuff, more of the bad stuff. More of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. We all know what the good stuff to eat. Okay? Alam naman natin kung ano yung good stuff to eat. Alam din naman natin kung ano yung bad stuff to eat. So, I'm not saying that you can always give in to your cravings once in a while, pero always eat more of the good stuff. What do I mean? Of course, more fruits and vegetables. You can eat all the rice that you want as long as you exercise. Diba? Now, when it comes to food that you need to avoid, very very simple. Processed food, processed food, processed sugar. A lot of statistical studies have been uh, published out there through the years na a huge amount of the percentage of people with obesity, heart disease, ano pa ba, chronic illness brought about by bad diet. And then if you break down their diet, a lot of them eat a lot of junk food. Especially tayo mga Pilipino, mahilig tayo sa chicheria. We love to snack on a lot of things. So, junk food consumption, processed sugar consumption, you don't have to eliminate them. You just have to minimize them. Okay? So, excuse me. So, when you minimize these things, I guarantee you, bababa yung timbang mo, mas papayat ka. Lalo-lalo na if you have a consistent exercise routine. Big change yan sa akin. Next, another important thing, rest. When we prepare for a tournament, when we prepare for a camp, or when we go to camp for a tournament, if I prepare uh, professional fighters, especially MMA fighters, when they have their fights, we always monitor their rest period. Kasi rest and recovery is part of training. So if that's part of training ng mga elite athletes, then why shouldn't it be part of everyday people? Diba? rest is a very very important deal. It when you rest, your body recovers. When your body recovers, you rebuild lost muscle. Your body, it helps reset your body. It improves your metabolism. It improves your mood. It improves your overall wellness and outlook in life. So again, it's very very important that you all spend time to rest and recover. Another thing that I saw with regards to recovery is nagiging ano na siya ngayon. I'm very happy that a lot of people are getting into the whole gut health thing, the gut health biome ng isang tao. It's very very important. So when you rest and your body is able to recover, all your internal inflammation goes down. Your body is able to process food. Your body is able to process stress even better if your gut biome is healthy. Okay. Um, it's easier said than done, pero social media detox. Okay, so it's good for your body, it's good for your brain, it's good for your emotions. Ako, I do my best like 1 to 2 days. I just stay off technology. It's actually staying away from technology is very easy for me. Kasi lalo na pre-COVID, I spend most of the time in the gym. I conduct classes, I do seminars, the most time that I spend on social media or the internet is because I have to do things like this, or I have to, what do you call this, share insights on my social media outlets. But other than that, and I hope when COVID is done and where we can all go outside, please spend less time with your phones, spend more time with human beings, travel, get some sun. Ito rin yun. Get some sun, morning sun, okay, preferably. Yung hapon, medyo, ano yun, pero early morning sun is good. Vitamin D absorption, boost your immune system. Okay? Yeah, I think I covered that one. Um, Now, when it comes to training, and I'm I don't want to sound like very bashy when it comes to exercise routines of people. Uh, I've just come to realize now, as long as people move, as long as people exercise, as long as people do something, I'm happy with it. But for me, my personal philosophy when it comes to exercise and training is it has to respect human biomechanics. Right? Human beings are designed to gait, to walk, to run, to throw something. So the exercises that I do, especially I'm very much involved and I still compete in combat sports. So my fitness regimen has to be aligned with those things. And pagdating sa training, I really avoid linear movements. So linear movements are like this: you're moving on this plane and you're moving on this plane. It's not that they're wrong. It's just that it's not beneficial for me, especially with the things that I do. Now, for beginners, it's highly recommended. Intermediate people, highly recommended as well. And then as you progress, as your journey evolves, then you go do the more complicated stuff. Uh, yep. And I think I said this as well. Ayan, may ano ko eh. Ano kodigo dito? Ayan, weight loss is a byproduct of a consistent routine and proper nutrition. Okay. Para ano tayo? Kasi I wanna know what you guys think. And then these are like the trends that I see, and these are the things that will happen later on, or the focus will be on these things. So again, plant-based nutrition. Okay, well, I'm very happy that plant-based nutrition is out there. It simply means na people see more value on growing things organically. We put more we put more importance on fruits and vegetables, and I really advocate this na we're an agricultural country. We should take advantage of the produce that we have, and that makes Filipinos one of the really really healthy societies in the world. Um, Now, when you say plant-based nutrition, okay, it's not going vegan. I'm not vegan. Okay, When you say plant-based nutrition, it's 70 to 80% organic or plant-based na pagkain. So there's still room for whatever it is that you want to eat. These are organically sourced. Again, we don't have a problem with that because in the Philippines we are an agricultural country, so we don't really have to. Another trend that na I've heard about these people like probably last year. They're called flexitarians. Okay, si flexitarians, yan yung consumption of animal products, pero sinasabi nila they're from organic source. Yun yung mga organic beef, organic pork. Yeah, they're called flexitarians. And then as much as possible, they don't consume products na may GMOs or may growth hormones or antibiotics. And then I think this is gonna be here in the country probably late this year, next year, yung mga restorative biohacking. Yeah, so it starts with your organic supplementation. Me, I 2015 or 14. Yeah, probably 2015. I stopped taking chemical or synthetic supplements. So yung mga pre-workouts, post-workouts, protein shakes, ano pa ba? Mga BCAA, yeah, I never. Everything that I take, I put in my body is organic na. So I'm very blessed na I have a source for my organic supplements and they're better for my body. Kasi yung mga chemical and synthetic supplements, you have to flush them out. There has to be a period of flushing them out. Kasi kung hindi, your body will build tolerance and it will build, tolerance, hindi naman immunity. It will build tolerance na your body will crave for more of it, for it to work. I think that's about it. Ayun. So, I want to breeze through all of those things because I want to get to know what you guys think and I want to put more emphasis on the Q&A. So if you have any questions, fitness, nutrition, martial arts, self-defense, situational awareness. Yeah, if I know if I know the answer, I'll tell you. If not, I'll tell you I don't know.
All right. Thanks, Coach Franco. I think that was clear and very informative. Now we have here questions coming in. First is from Miss Carmela. What
Hi,
routine
Carmela.
yeah, okay. What routine can you advise those who want to start training at home, especially
So home fitness.
those with limited space, especially during the pandemic?
Okay. If you go on YouTube, there are a lot of workouts on YouTube. Okay, so majority of them you just need the yoga mats. If you don't have yoga mats, a big towel. That's it. There are a lot of, I mean, ito lang yan eh. We'll go back to what I said na, what do you call this? You just have to move. Especially for people who live in condos, I strongly uh, encourage you. I want you guys to do now. The first thing, there are two things that you do every day: get sunlight and exercise. When the pandemic hit, me and my fellow coaches, the first thing we did was we had a list of all our teammates and students who live in condos. We made sure now we called them every day. Kasi you're all good for like 3 to 4 days. You'll Netflix and chill. You'll do whatever you want. Pero first month in, second month in, cabin fever na yan. It's never a pleasant thing to live inside a box, especially for the condo units na you're not even allowed to go to the lobby. Yun. So it's bad for your mental health. It's bad for your body. So kami, one thing that we took upon ourselves, we would talk to them every day and we would force them na parang, okay, it's 9 a.m., get out. Okay, if you go out the window, if not, just go out of your unit. You have to walk, you have to get some sun. We're gonna keep bugging you kasi especially the ones who live alone, it's not a good experience na you're all alone inside the box tas wala kang kausap, nakakasira ng ulo yun. So yun, I hope I answered that question.
All right, thank you. I just have a follow-up question about that. Because people nowadays are staying at home. How many hours in a day do you recommend that they allot for movement, walking outside?
Okay, this is my system. I also work from home, so this is this is my this is my office. This is my podcast setup. I when I do my work, I have a timer on my, you can do it on your cell phone. Basta mag-alarm siya 20-25 minutes. When that alarm beeps, I am going to stand up, walk to our kitchen, drink a glass of water, come back here. Okay? That's the problem with the work from home setup. Time flies without you even noticing it, and you're so busy in front of your laptop or your computer now you forget to move. Always remember, if you're sitting down for for long periods of time, it's bad for blood circulation, bad for your respiratory system, bad for your nervous system. So that's been my working formula. 20-25 minutes. Magbi-beep yan during the day. I'll stand up, drink water, come back, resume my work. So, kayo bahala kayo whichever. And yan, ano ba yun? Every 20 seconds, you have to blink. It's
Okay.
good for your eyes.
I think I'll put that in mind. Now, another question from Adam. Coach
Mm-hmm.
Franco, what is your take on intermittent fasting?
It's very, very good. Intermittent fasting has been there for the longest time. Ngayon lang siya nagkaroon ng term. Ngayon lang siya nagkaroon ng label. Kumbaga, uh, there's this really good doctor. Her name is Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She's the foremost what do you call this, resource and resource person when it comes to intermittent fasting, when it comes to high performing athletes. And ayan, her studies are very, very good when it comes to how the body reacts to certain inflammations, certain stresses. And according to her, the most optimal time the optimal time for an intermittent fast is 12 hours. Why 12 hours? 12 hours allows your body to recover from the food it ingested the previous night or the previous meal. So you ate something at 12 o'clock. So ang next meal mo ideally is 12 the following day, which is very, very tolerable kasi it will give your body enough time to digest the food, and at the same time uh, bababa yung level of inflammation from your intestines kasi syempre when our stomachs, our intestines, our innards are digesting food, they're working overtime. So syempre napapagod sila. They turn into this inflamed state. So within that 12-hour period, lumiliit na siya ulit to its natural size. Tapos now it's like telling your body, okay, we're ready to digest food again. So yeah, 12 to ako I do 12 to 14. uh, I don't know why people do 18, 21, yung iba nag-immune boost or immune system reset. That's like 3 days. Parang 3 days na water fast. So, if you're not doing anything over the weekend, you can do that. Pero sa amin kasi, like for example, especially when I was training, I can't do that. I mean, if you look at how if you research or if you watch jiu-jitsu training, MMA training, you can't do a 3 day fast with that. So, yon. So if you're not doing anything, do whatever those fasting methodologies are. But for me, the most optimal on a daily basis. Kasi kailangan, I advocate something that's sustainable. Kailangan kaya mo siyang gawin every day. Hindi yung, okay, nag-lose na ako ng 20 pounds, pwede na akong umi-steady. Hindi. Kailangan kaya mo siyang gawin every day hanggang mamatay ka. So, ayun, 12 to 14. Okay, 12 to 14 hours is good. Kayang-kaya yan. Para ka lang hindi nag-breakfast.
Okay. Thank you. Next, at what point can you tell, this is from Felisa, at what point can you tell your clients that their body is healthy enough or they have achieved the weight that's healthy to maintain na? Because people bodies vary and their sizes sometimes
Yes,
depend on their
that's
bone
true.
structures, or for women.
Oh,
Sometimes it has something to do with their hormones also. They have
yeah,
also,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, now, if you look at the definition of health, it's just your body's ability not to get sick. And it's your body's ability to be fit enough to do particular tasks. So if you can walk, you can run. Okay, you can walk, you can run, you can do daily tasks, you can climb, you can climb stairs, di ba? Then it's an overall feeling di ba? Syempre ikaw lang naman ang makapagsasabi talaga if you feel healthy. If you're gonna be brutally honest with yourself, you can definitely tell yourself na I'm healthy. Ako, I've I'm done with vanity metrics. I've met so many freaks of nature okay, they don't look healthy but they are. So it's an overall feeling. Health is an overall feeling. It's your body's ability not to get sick. So if we want to put this in context, how many times do you get sick in a year? Ayun. So if more than two yan or more than three, then medyo may health choices kang kailangan baguhin. Meron kang kailangan habits na kailangan baguhin.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. And next from Sir Ian. Coach, being busy every day, when is the better time to do exercises? Evening or early morning?
Um it really depends, bro. Pero uh the people that were able to do it, they do it first thing in the morning or they do it after work. Ako naman, I get to do it after work because yun yung like pre-COVID, yun
Mhm.
yung yun yung training time eh. That's the time that everyone gets off work and they all get to the gym. So, yun? So, it doesn't, yun, exactly. It doesn't really matter. What's more important is that you allot time for it. You have to make time for it. I'm like, come on, what's 45 minutes? What's 30 minutes, di ba? And I mean, you just have to, I got this friend, recently lang to. I was doing a consultancy for an academy na it's gonna be built sana last year. Sabi niya, wala akong time eh. Sabi ko, okay, what do you do first thing in the morning? I do this, do this, do this. Sabi ko, okay, ba't hindi na lang doon? Sabi niya, kasi kailangan daw niya isingit ganyan, ganyan. Sabi ko, bro, ito na lang yon. Do 5 push-ups on Monday, 5 push-ups on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you end the week, by Saturday, you've already done 25 push-ups compared to zero during your whatever years of existence. Diba? 25 will always be better than zero. And it's not that hard. So that's just an example. So for sure, gumising ka, you drink water, drink coffee, do whatever you want. Before you take a bath, do 10 push-ups. Do 10 ng Monday. By Friday, naka 50 ka na. And that's 50 more than you did the previous week. So again, it's all about building habits. And these are just really small things. So ayun.
Yes, I agree. Actually, if your determination is stronger than your excuses, you'll be able to achieve the body, right? Right.
Mm.
And next question from April Joy Haro. I have always been underweight since I can remember. Now I am just 34 kilograms at 26 years old, and I find it really hard to gain weight. What would you suggest that I would do to increase my appetite?
Increase your appetite? Ang da
Yeah.
nas ang daming masarap pagkain sa Pilipinas para increase your appetite. Okay, now, number one, April, you're in one of the better positions in life because your metabolism is fast. That is a gift. Kung pwede lang makipagpalit sa'yo, makikipagpalit ako sa'yo so that I could eat more. Now, when it comes to if you want to gain more muscle, you want to gain more weight, of course, the solution would be increase your food intake. Now, when you increase your food intake, of course, more of the good stuff. Okay, more of the good stuff, and develop an exercise routine wherein you lift more. Yun lang naman yun eh. If you want to like, yan, tawag doon dyan yung mga bulking up or gusto nilang magkaroon ng mas maraming laman, exercise so you can start with body weight exercises, okay, body weight exercises, and then later on when it becomes, if you want more challenges, you just buy dumbbells or kettlebells are very very good. Resistance bands, kettlebells, these will be your best friends. Now if you do them consistently, I guarantee you in 3 to 4 months you will increase your muscle mass. You eat right, you eat more. Tsaka ito yun eh, when you're tired, your body will demand more nutrition, your body will demand more food. So you will end up eating more. Yun siya.
Okay. While waiting for the next question, I just have a question, sir, Coach.
Mm.
Um, what's your take on online apps and online classes?
As
Is
long
it
as ito lang yun eh, everyone's gonna pivot online.
mm,
Now it's just a matter of getting proper instruction, and it really depends on what do you want to. It's very tricky. Everyone's doing things online now.
yes.
Sino ba yung someone asked me this, I mean, kagabi lang to sabi who do I search for? Sabi ko ito lang yun eh. There will be a lot of fitness resources out there. Now, to get your journey on the right track, look for elite athletes, look for experienced coaches kasi they have this wealth of knowledge. So you don't have to we're at an era wherein when masyado nang maraming certified eh. Ang dami ng certification na kung ano eh. Minsan wala na siyang mawawala na rin yung value niya later on kasi nga sobrang dami na nilang nagse-certify pero nothing with me lang this is just my personal opinion. Nothing will ever beat experience. So when it comes to instruction, ang dami na niyan on YouTube. Ang dami na niyan. Just look for elite athletes. Watch how they train. Watch what they do. You'll be surprised na they're just doing the basic stuff. They're doing things that everybody can do. It's just that, again, they're doing it every day. Sometimes twice a day pa. Kaya nagiging ganun yung mga katawan nila tsaka kaya nagiging ganun yung athletic performance nila. Sino ba mga now? These are the resources kumbaga. I watch a lot of Russian wrestlers, Cuban wrestlers. There's this system, it's called functional patterns. For me, that's the ultimate system out there because it pays respect to human biomechanics. And that's the system I've been using since 2014, 2015. Definitely helped me a lot when it comes to maintenance. For me, my weight training regimen is all about supplementing the training that I do, and it should help my body get stronger to avoid injuries. Kasi especially I would compete in Jiu-Jitsu, in MMA, in boxing, in Muay Thai, in kickboxing, in wrestling. So from sabihin na natin from 2007 to a good part of 2013, ang calendar year ko would revolve around those events. By 2014 or 15, I've concentrated na on teaching, coaching, and competing in jiu-jitsu na lang. Kasi I just didn't have time to train anymore.
Right. Speaking of martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
how old is too old to embark in martial arts?
There is no age limit for learning martial arts. The youngest student that we have in our team is 4 years old. The oldest one is 72.
72.
Yeah. Kasi ito lang yan eh. You do it for fun. You go to the gym, you learn something, you do martial arts, you do any craft for fun. If it's not fun, if it becomes a task, then don't do it. Ako, first requirement namin yan for everyone who is gonna try jiu-jitsu, the first requirement is you have to have fun with this. Kasi you're learning a new skill and you're getting exercise at the same time. So it has to be fun. So yun. Kaya lang naman nagkakaroon ng apprehension. Like for example, sa pagbubuhat. Bakit ba nagkakaroon ng injury sa pagbubuhat na lang? Ito yun eh. Again, this is just my opinion, okay? I find it very stupid doing PRs. PRs are stupid. Don't do them. Kasi they're very counterproductive. So, PRs yung personal records. So, magde-deadlift ka na 250 pounds ng 1 to 2 reps. For what? Di ba? For what? Para lang masabi mo nagbuhat ka? Pero ito yun eh. Paano kung within the execution of that PR, your knee snap, your lower back gets hyperextended, you pull a muscle? Is it really worth it? Di ba? So, instead of doing those things, why don't you do like siguro 3/4 of that weight and do 15 reps? Yun, di ba? I think that's much better. Tsaka, wala eh. Nasa combat sports ako eh. Parang, para sa amin, yung mga nag-PR, medyo pinagtatawanan namin yung mga parang, sabi namin, hindi ka naman sasalba sa suntukan yan eh. So useless. And there's this really good episode on Joe Rogan's podcast. The guest was, I forgot his name, pero he's an athlete dun sa World's Strongest Man na contest. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. even he said na deadlifting for the sake of doing a deadlift is counterproductive for your body. The risk to reward ratio is zero. So if you're deadlifting for deadlifting sake, it's highly encouraged. Discouraged pala. Tsaka ito lang yun eh. Yung mga high level athletic performances, NBA, NFL, NHL, even the UFC, walang nagde-deadlift sa mga 'yan. Walang nagki-clean and jerk sa mga 'yan. Okay? So again, um this is something that I tell people na that's why it doesn't really matter where you get your resource from kasi it's a purely regurgitated version of someone else's system. Now, if you really want to see real progression or you want to learn from real experts, you look at the really old coaches kasi the way they explain things, the wealth of knowledge that they have. You watch elite athletes, yung mga Olympians, yung mga atletang Pinoy natin na with limited resources and limited budgets, they can perform at a high level. So you watch what they do, you learn from them. They're all on social media, so you just have to follow them. Uh, what else? There are a lot of really good sources na rin naman. I mean, like you can go to the website ng team doctor ng kahit na nung NBA team eh. And then they have articles, they have blog posts, they have YouTube videos on what you should and should not be doing. So yeah.
Right? Uh, just coach, since we were talking about weightlifting
Mm,
versus martial arts, will
mm.
you build muscles in martial arts?
You will build you will develop the muscles that you need to perform specific tasks.
Hmm.
Yun siya. Sige, let's just put it that way. So that's why when you train when you train a particular sport, your weight training program should supplement that activity. Di ba? So, yun yung nakikita, yun na yung medyo nare-realize na ng ating mga professional athletes ngayon na na if you're playing basketball, tapos ang weight training program mo pang bodybuilding, hindi ka gagaling sa basketball. Ganun siya. So if you're training basketball, you're training swimming, or any athletic endeavor, your training program should facilitate improvement for that sport. Kaya nga nagkakaroon na ngayon ng mga sport-specific exercises. So for us in the combat sports industry, it's a lot of lightweight and a lot less weight or lightweight and then a lot of repetition. Kasi for example, in a jiu-jitsu match, you fight for 5 minutes straight. So within that 5 minutes, if your muscles are too bulky, it takes more time to recover yung oxygenation ng muscle na yon.
Hmm.
Hindi beneficial kung malaki yung muscle mo, di ba? Hindi
Hmm.
malaki, hindi mo masyadong sobrang laki ng braso mo, hindi kaya. That's why you see MMA fighters, they're not really bulky. Of course, there are exceptions, yung mga super freaks of nature, pero makikita mo pa rin na I mean, the last fight, si Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa's like a fucking tank. I mean, ang laki niyang mama. So, the problem with a body type like that is it takes more time to recover. It takes more oxygen to replenish the energy in those muscles versus a guy like Adesanya who's just really lean and strong. He was able to knock the guy out. So, yun yung requirement. But of course, if you're a weightlifter or you're a power lifter or you do strongman challenges, then you have to do exercises. You have to utilize weight that is specific to what you are going to do.
Right, thank you. I think we have some female viewers out there. What is your recommended martial arts for females?
Females, of course, jiu-jitsu. Why? Because it's as real as it gets. Any martial arts naman is very beneficial for everybody as long
Hmm.
as you train it. Okay? It's not which is better. It's just that you learn whatever you can learn. You do it at a level of high proficiency so that you can perform it in real life. Now, with all the martial arts and combat systems and weapons training that I did through the years, without bias, I can definitely say that the most effective for women when it comes to self-defense and actual combat is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Kasi with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you learn human biomechanics at a high level. You are forced to learn how the body works. Now, if you know how the body works, you know how to defend it, you know how to manipulate it, you know how to destroy it. So, yun yung pinaka, I mean, I'm doing my best to explain it in layman's terms. Pero yun yung pinaka, for entry level na questions or ano, yun yung pinaka ano mo, yun yung pinaka explanation ko doon. Kasi when it comes to jiu-jitsu, you're forced to learn the concept of leverage. And it holds true. I mean, ilang beses ko na siya nakita. Ilang beses ko na siya nakita. Ilang beses na siyang nangyari. So, I'm very, with all the confidence in the world, I'll say jiu-jitsu.
Okay. May
Pero that
pahabol tayo.
doesn't, I'm sorry, JF, but that doesn't mean na hindi effective yung iba, okay?
Hmm.
That's for just basic self-defense and basic knowledge of self-defense. Now, if we take it a step further, if you know how to grapple, of course, you need to know how to strike. So, we're a boxing country. Ako, I advocate this to all my lahat ng babaeng teammates namin at estudyante. They all have to be well versed in jiu-jitsu and they all have to learn how to punch properly. Kasi you can demonstrate how to punch, pero you have to train it properly. You have to make sure na your hands are capable of making a fist, holding a fist, punching at the right time. And yun nga, iba yung feeling ng sumusuntok ka sa ere sa sumusuntok ka ng tao.
Hmm.
So, again, it has to be about practice.
Okay. Thank you. May pahabol tayo. What is the difference in the exercise routine of a 22-year-old and a 32-year-old man? Does an older man need to exert more exercise more frequently? Yeah.
No. Uh, a 22-year-old and a 32-year-old's difference is their age, the number, the routine, the discipline, the consistency, and the attitude. That's it. Anything that a 22-year-old can do, a 32-year-old can do. Actually, a 32-year-old guy is probably better and stronger than a 22-year-old. A 22-year-old's body is still developing. So, the muscle fibers are not yet that honed. Yung ano pa yan eh. That's why there's a thing as old man strength, di ba?
Hmm.
Kasi our bodies will reach a certain level wherein it's not really gonna grow bigger, pero it's gonna be stretched and toned to a certain point wherein you're only gonna get stronger. Yun.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Another question, Coach. In martial arts, ano yung limitation ano yung mga limitation pagdating sa medical health? Yung mga dapat screening na kapag may ganito kang condition, hindi ka pwede
Ito lang yun.
martial arts.
Never exert yourself to you should know your physical limitations. That's why in all the training sessions that I conduct, I always tell people, never ever, okay? Tatagalugin ko pa sa kanila, huwag kayong sumabay sa mga katabi nyo. Pag pagod kayo, tumigil kayo. It's that simple. That's my rule. Okay? Kasi development will come through time. The problem with this is human behavior. Okay, it's not just for Filipinos. This is human behavior. A lot of us, if we always compare ourselves to the room. Na if we're not capable of doing the things that other people are doing, we feel inadequate. We feel na we're not worthy to be part of that. Yung parang nakakahiya. When in fact, you should only be focused on what you're doing. Okay, so that's what I tell people. Kaya ako, I posted about this on my Instagram. The first thing I tell people on their first day, I don't expect anything from you, so don't expect anything from yourself. Okay? Your job when you're attending class is to learn, not to compete with the guy next to you na parang if he can do 50 sprawls, kailangan ikaw 50 din first day mo. It's not, that's not the right way of thinking and approaching training. So, ayun, you always do it at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with saying pagod ako or hindi ko kaya to, 'di ba? If the requirement is to do 10 and you can only do 5, then that's fine, 'di ba? You can, 'di ba? It's all admitting to yourself that you can only do 5 so that next week we'll aim to go 7. and the week after that, let's do 10. That's the proper way of when you talk about training, it's not just about getting stronger. We're playing the long game. It's all about longevity. Okay, it's not who's gonna be at the elite level. It's who's gonna stay long enough to do the things that they're supposed to do. Kaya um kaya ako hindi ako fan ng mga pagod na tapos sisigawan ka na, kaya mo pa, let's go, let's go. Kasi ito yun eh. Doon nagkakaroon ng injuries. That's where injuries happen. When you push your body to the limit, simply because people are egging you on, or simply because people or your coach is shouting na, yes, you can, yes, you can. That's where injuries happen. Okay? That's where injuries happen. In the fitness industry, this is like an open secret, or like a lot of doctors right now, a huge 20-25% of their clientele are from gym athletes. Yan. More often than not, it's broken wrists, broken shoulders, busted elbows, rotator cuffs, yun. Lower back pain, lower back injuries, slip discs. Simply because it's you can only attribute it to overexertion of the body, hyperextension of the body.
Okay. Can you take one more question?
Yeah, go. Let's
Okay.
go. As long as there's question, let's make do with the time that we have.
Okay. Do you require your trainees to for medical clearance before training?
Di naman.
No.
I've been teaching like for more than 15 years. So and it's combat sports. It's human movement. If I see that you're within your limit, I'm gonna be the one to tell you to stop. I'm not gonna. Yun lang yun. Na parang, okay, it's not that I'm not pushing people to their limits. It's knowing when to push them to their limits and when to tell them to stop. So, if I see that someone is just really, really, they're really struggling, just tell them, hey, okay, more often than not, kasi it's they reach that level or they reach that state because they're putting too much pressure on themselves. So ako pag ganun, I'm like, okay, let's calm down, sit down, okay, rest, drink some water, diba? Let's go over the moves again, and then this time you have to be more relaxed. I want you to be more relaxed. And when I tell them that you have to be more relaxed, it's okay to mess this up. Nobody gets it the first time. Nobody got it. I mean, walang nagiging expert na hindi nagiging beginner. So yun, sabi ko, so let's do it again after like a few minutes. Okay? Then wala. More often than not, yun na yun. Once they release that tension, once they free themselves from that apprehension or that fear of not getting it right, they perform better. Yun.
Thank you. Is there still validity in the saying no pain, no gain?
That only applies to professional athletes with an endeavor na like for example, you're training for the Olympics, or you're fighting for the world championship of the world, or you're going to fight and you're gonna win 10 million pesos. Ayan, no pain, no gain tayo. Like through the years of coaching, I have developed a system wherein I have to treat beginners as beginners, intermediates as intermediates, and professional athletes as professional athletes. That's something that I had to learn through the years. During my earlier years of teaching, it's everyone will do what I was doing, and then I had to realize na my journey is not their journey. The reason why I'm here is not the reason why they're here. So if I just like if I that's the time na I had to adjust and learn. And when I learned those things, I became a better coach. I became a better person because of it.
All right.
So see, no pain, no gain. It applies to parang ano siya, case to case basis.
It's not for everyone. Okay.
Depends on the purpose. Depends on the purpose lagi.
All right. From James Persad, what's your take in consulting a chiropractor due to prolonged post-workout pain, lower back pain specifically?
Okay. This is something that I'm also happy that people have a better or they're trying to understand now. I've actually learned, medyo nagdi-deep dive ako dyan probably like 3 years ago. That's when I started getting into it's called the myofascial system. Kaya nauuso ngayon yung mga MFR. Nauuso ngayon yung mga myofascial releases, di ba? Uh, the myofascial the myofascial system ng ating katawan, okay? Uh, is a clear study of how our nerves, which are attached to our muscles, have direct correlation when it comes to recovery, to pain management, injuries. So basically, natututunan na natin here that everything in our body is connected. Every move that we do is connected. So if you walk at a particular way, if you walk the wrong way, you observe bad posture, you stay in a certain position that is unnatural for prolonged periods of time, it will have an adverse effect sa katawan mo later on. So for example, yung mga may chronic back pain. Let's take back pain na lang. Back pain is not because your lower back is stiff. It's because there's a muscle dysfunction, okay, on your fascia somewhere in your upper body region. So, kaya pagka lower back pain tapos ang minamasahe yung lower back. And now there are studies that show na hindi pala dapat ganun. Dapat pala you find that basic na pwede nating explanation doon, the way I understand it is this is your human body pa diagonal. It's like a big X. So from here, this is connected to my body here. My shoulder here is connected to my opposite side thigh. Yung ganun yung biomechanics niya.
Mm.
And when it comes to back pain, ito lang yan. Huwag ka na matulog na nakadapa. Observe good posture. A lot of us are always looking at our phones. This is super bad posture. That contributes. I mean, accumulated versions of doing those things. So from driving, sitting down on your chair, nakatayo ka sa bus, kumakain ka sa restaurant, okay? All these practices, you accumulate them together. It takes its toll on your body. Kaya ako, mukhang weird, pero minsan nagtatelepono ako, nakaganyan na ako. Kasi ayoko na nakaganon. Kasi it's bad for your neck, bad for your shoulders. And as much as possible, I work at an elevated workspace. So now I'm sitting down. Minsan, ipapatong ko sa mas mataas na surface yung laptop. Magtatype ako na nakatayo. I mean, again, we're gonna go back to building good habits and being mindful of, more than anything, it's posture. There's this book by Naudi Aguilar. It's called The Power of Posture. That's a
Mm.
very, very, I mean, that book changed my life in the way I viewed training and myofascial releases and how to do them properly with very, very simple techniques.
Right, thank you. Ah, just a follow-up.
Mm.
Kasi marami kasi nagsasabi na kapag masakit daw, lumalaki yung muscles nila. Is that true?
Hindi, ito yun eh. This is the soreness after training.
Mm.
Ito rin yun. That is true because when your muscles are sore, it simply means na it was broken down during the training session. So now when it recovers, it's bigger. Yun naman
Yes.
yung basic na ano nun eh. That's why if your exercise routine is like that, or you want to structure your exercise regimen around that na ganyang program, I strongly suggest na you train every other day. MWF. So you break down your muscles ng Monday, let it rest and recover on Tuesday, go at it again on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. Kasi if you do it every day and ganun yung intensity ng training mo, there's more muscle breakdown than recovery, leads to injury. Believe it or not, ako when I train, syempre it took years for me to develop that and a lot of studying and a lot of knowing how my body reacts, and of course learning from people who are better than me than this. I don't train to be sore. I do My training regimens are done at an optimal level wherein I can do them every day and perform consistently every day. Like I'll do jujitsu training. I do jujitsu training every day because jujitsu is highly addicting, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy teaching it. I enjoy doing it. So dati, syempre, yan, no pain, no gain, highly competitive. So I'll spar like 7 to 10 rounds. Then I realized na I'll do it on Monday my body hasn't recovered ng Tuesday. I feel so sloppy in the gym. I feel so weak. I couldn't do the things that I was used to. And then Wednesday, ganun pa rin. Thursday, it's gonna improve ng konti. Then Friday, okay na ako uli. Then Saturday, bugbog na naman. So, I'm losing out on the quality of training during other days versus I'll cut down my sparring sessions. So, instead of 7 to 10, I'll just go 4 to 5. And then when I do those things, I make sure that they're quality sparring sessions so that I can do them from Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday, depending on the training days that are available to me. And that actually kept me from injuries. It improved my technique, it improved my cardio. I actually became stronger. And when it was time for me to compete, my body wasn't too bruised and battered na I couldn't perform at an optimal level. So again, that's why I'm sharing this with everyone now so that you don't make the mistakes that I did. Kumbaga, I'm doing the mistakes for you. So yun.
All right. I think there are no more questions coming in unless
Okay.
pahabol pa ba? Wala ata. Wala.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Do you have any last message to our audience, Coach?
Uh, Thank you for spending time with me here. Thank you for allotting this moment to improve yourselves. I really hope that you learned at least one good thing from all the blabber that I just said. If you want to learn more, if you want to know more, I'm on Facebook, Coach Franco Rolyoda. I'm on Instagram at Franco Rolyoda. My podcast is on YouTube and all audio platforms. Yun naman, a lot of it is martial arts based, but it has evolved now to wherein I get to talk to different people from different walks of life and different industries, and we just have really good conversations. It became my platform to learn from other people, and I'm really, really enjoying that process. Yeah, I started that project mga 2 years ago, and I'm very happy with the progress that we've made. And I'm also very happy that people are learning from the episodes. So again, everyone, thank you so much for listening. And kung nahihiya kayo, just send me a message. If when I'll answer it as much as I can.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not really an expert on this field, but I think Coach Franco delivered some really substantial information, which everyone should follow. Okay, let's all live a healthy lifestyle and choose to do things the right way. Thank you, Coach, for your time and knowledge. Again, I am JF Cabral. Have a pleasant night, everyone.
Bye bye.